So with the fallout of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, plenty of interviews and insiders talking about what was cut from the series and specifically the last episode, news has come forth from insiders that's being backed by other people that claims that originally Sharon Carter was going to be revealed to be talking to the one and only Norman Osborn, who was now at OSCORP, which just so happens to be based where Avengers Tower was. So according to the reports here, from what we understand, the big reveal would have come after Sharon Carter's pardon is granted to her, where she's given access to top secret military knowledge on the inside, and she's got connections now because she's going to use that to her advantage. Now the scene continues to play out the exact same way it did previously, except we actually get to see who is on the other side of the phone. This would have revealed to us that it is in fact Norman Osborn who has been the contact that she's been secretly speaking with throughout the series. He would also be played by Willem Dafoe, back as Green Goblin to set up the whole multiverse thing happening in the third Spider-Man film. Now this also apparently lines up with why there's so many green lights that are emitting within the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and even that weird smoke bomb thing that goes off when they're doing that final act of the series. And apparently this is also why they've decided to ignore showing anything from Avengers Tower or any scenes that could possibly reveal it, because the last scene would have been revealing that Norman Osborn is now calling these shots and in talk with Sharon Carter, and as the camera pulls out, we see it's Avengers Tower, but now it's been rebranded OSCORP. Now from what the insider says is that this was cut because they wanted to save the reveal for Spider-Man, essentially due to all the delays, reshoots, reshuffling and everything. Things had to change, which we know did in fact happen when we look at WandaVision, we look at the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we look at how they reshot some scenes, how they had to cut some scenes out, cut some subplots short. This was definitely a thing. Apparently, this is exactly what happened. There was deadlines, there was conflict with shoots, there was reshuffling of schedules, so in essence they couldn't get it done, which is why it just abruptly ends. And apparently the ending shot of Sharon talking to a mystery person and the way it played out in the actual series was a quick reshoot, so they didn't have to have the original one in there because again, they couldn't finish it in time. And this is one of those things where if you wanted to start sprinkling more mystery and multiverse things in here and having people ask questions and get hyped, it would have made sense to a degree, but also I think it would have taken away from what they were setting up with Falcon and Winter Soldier for the end, with a more mysterious, ambiguous sort of person behind the call. And I will be perfectly honest with you guys, I actually like the ending the way it went more than if they would have just shoehorned Norman Osborn in there. Because if they reveal that it's in fact him in the third Spider-Man film or somewhere else closer to Spider-Man, then to me, that makes more sense. Revealing it here would have just raised so many questions to the casuals that have no idea what's happening, and in that way, it just doesn't make sense. Yes, fan servicey as hell, but sometimes fan service isn't all it cracks up to be, and it can lead to major disappointment and confusion. So I'm glad that they actually decided to cut it, or maybe save it for somewhere down the road. I mean, maybe we'll get the original scene that plays out at the end of Spider-Man and it connects to that directly, so then we sort of have a bigger picture of how it all structures together. So what's your guys' take on this? Are you mad that they cut the apparent scene, or are you like me and you're sort of glad because it would have just been fan servicey as hell?